going on, guys? I'm Alex from Hoppos. We're in Ontario, California, filming at Hoppos Custom Suspension Works. Well, Hoppos first started in 1988-89, originated by my dad in Walnut, California. He started off building VW bugs, mini trucks with the dancing beds. And then from there, he led on to what we're known for, our bread and butter, building lowriders. We do everything here though, from lowriders to mini trucks, hot rods, rat rods, everything with four wheels and a chassis, we build it. It's all based off what the customer wants. If the customer wants a full chassis build, then we'll build a full chassis. If you want something basic, just O-ring repairs on a hydraulic cylinder, we do that too. The name Hoppos normally originated back when he started in 88, 89. He got the name from his trucks, from hopping his trucks. So they'd call him Mr. Hoppo. And they'd also call him Hoppo for us being Asian, Hoppo-ness. But normally it's based off of the cars hopping and the lowriders. So that's how we got the name Hoppos. Yeah, we're real known, not just in California, but across the US and in other countries as well. Yeah, we have a full in-house CNC machine shop. We also have a full installation facility in the back. So this is our machine shop here at Hoppos. Basically, this is where everything happens. This is the product, the manufacturing and everything. Right here is our basic, it's a CNC mill. We have one CNC mill, one CNC lathe, and we also have a couple manual lathes and a manual mill. This one does all of our hand stuff. It's pretty simple, but this is where we manufacture all of our product in-house, keeping our costs down to provide it to other shops for a cheaper price and be able to get these guys to make a little more money for our distributors. We also do online orders, eBay, all that stuff. So we have orders pouring in through the internet. We have orders coming into the phone. Our main thing is wholesale. We wholesale and sell product to other shops across the US, across the world on a daily basis. That's Bill. He's our programmer, our CNC machinist. He works here full time at the shop. He's the one that makes all the magic happen back here in the machine shop. This one does all of our lathe work. This is all CNC. Right now we're doing a couple blocks. And this is basically how the block starts off, one solid chunk. Then we machine it to about the second stage right here. And then it comes out to a finished product to where it can go into a car and actually make that car lift up and down. In the back, this is the installation facility, installation side. This is where we cut the cars, we put the hydraulic suspension in, we do the air suspension, full chassis builds. All the fabrication goes on in this section of the shop. This one right here is a 63 Impala, basically in for a full, I call it a facelift because the hydraulics are pretty much blown out on this car. So what we're doing is just cleaning it up, making it a little more presentable. His sheet metal was just all torn up. So what we're doing is coming in and making it look pretty and get all the chrome in. And this one's gonna be a real fancy, nice chrome setup, and it'll flow real nice with the car. This one is S10 chassis. Basically from the front engine all the way back is all new frame. What it is actually a bottomless body drop. So instead of cutting the floor to get the car to lay out, we cut the frame and fully reinforced it. Yeah, this frame is fully molded from front to back. Not one factory seam or factory hole is in position here. This one's gonna be on hydraulic. So we're building this one right now as a full chassis build basically. Custom four-link, custom wishbone. He's in the mocking up stages right now. That's the reason why you see a lot of the tacks and stuff like that. Oh, be careful. So once this one's done, this one's gonna be a real showstopper. This one is going to be one of the highest quality frames that we've done over the years. But the way you see it is just in the beginning stages. It hasn't even hit the pretty side stuff. Lowriders, it's basically famous for 13-inch wire wheels, nice flashy candy paint job, and that famous white wall around the tire. That makes a lowrider. If you don't have 13s and a white wall, you're not a lowrider. We are what people don't want your kid to grow up to be. we're the guys that your parents warned you about. As low as you can get, the lower the better. Getting stuck on speed bumps, that's what we want. That's what we build. That's the reason for adjustable suspension. You get to a show, you lay it out, and then right when you get in the car, you lift it right up and take off and get out of here. Yeah, there's a difference between the lowriders. There's two different styles. There's the lowrider show car, and then you get the lowrider street car. The lowrider street car is the ones that you see all over Facebook and YouTube. Those are the guys that beat up the car. They put 20,000 into a Bucky Cutlass Regal. They go put 20 batteries in the back, and they're breaking the thing on purpose for fun. And then there's the other guys that they'll go put $50,000 to $100,000 into a beautiful show car that only hits the road when they take it off the trailer and into the show spot. One of the most famous lowriding pictures or videos that everyone's seen is our white Regal. It was called Twisted Metal. Stood it up on the back bumper and it caught on fire due to the forklift driver. But yeah, we lost that one that day. That's one of the most famous pictures known. It got us like 3 full pages of advertisement in the magazine, but we still lost about 20,000 that day. But it was still fun. Hoppos name's known for us flipping our trucks back in the day on purpose. We stand them straight up and just flip them over just to prove a point, just because we could do it, we've done it, been there, done that, and it's all fun and games till the car crashes. Hoppos is still a 5-time national champion for lowriding. Got the rings right over there. Got the trophies behind you. And they piled up, we actually just started throwing them away. Now, we focus more on the business side of it. We try to cater to all the other shops out across the world, trying to bring them up to the next level, help their business out, at the same time, providing product for everyone in the industry for hydraulics. The way you look at a stock car is basically all black, factory stuff. This one's been fully reinforced with a partial wrap, and this one just got painted, so we're gonna go in and clean all the rest of the stuff up, and you'll see a lot of nice blue and chrome accents to really stand out and pop. We're expanding a little more. We outgrew this facility in the last year, so they're putting in extra storage for us to store more cars and build more stuff. But we got Efren right here working in the back. He's the one that does a lot of our molding and grinding. He's basically does everything around here. But this is just kind of where all the clutter gets put back. We have a lot of machinery back here. I call it the junkyard. This one right here is our Impala. This one is one of those clown cars, the radical things that you see. This one does 118 inches on 3 hits. And it is fully drivable, so we drive it into the pit or the arena where the competition's going on and drive it out after we're done. That right there is known as a stick. Basically what it is just it's an oversized tape measure. When the tires come up to a certain point, you measure the bottom of the tire. This stick right here is something you see like on a street car. It's pretty basic. It's only 72 inches. It's a little bit higher than 72 inches, but that's your most basic everyday street car. 30 to 70 inches, that's something you'd consider street. Once you get past this stick, there's actually a radical one, and it goes to 130 inches. That's normally competing at a higher level, and from there, those guys, pretty much the car's, I don't want to say undrivable, but it's so beyond a car anymore. That's when we call it a clown car or a radical car, where people just gather around and just kick back and cruise their cars around and start hopping. Then there's the organized stuff, which is put on by either a car show or a car club or Lowrider magazine or some kind of organization. They put it together, and where they actually bring cars in and they all compete in an arena or compete, on a surface to where each car is lined up and has a category and class. People used to really look down on lowriders, like, look at these guys. Why would you put a 13-inch wire wheel on a classic Impala? Now they look at us as like, man, how are these guys putting $100,000 into this car? You could enjoy, you could show your kids, you could show your family later on down the years, and it's a prized possession after you're all done with it. Every lowrider out there is basically one-off. There's not one lowrider that matches another lowrider. Each person builds them to their own style, to their own taste, to their own color scheme. So unless the guy's out there and has a clone, there's no other car. Every car is built to that person who built it, their specifications, what they want, and that's what makes lowriding so interesting and so different. It's built off of the person's personality. Lowriding has hit more mainstream, so there are guys selling lowrider cars, for high dollars. There are collectors of lowriders already. I know there's a real big guy in Texas that has over 100 lowriders that he personally collects, and he builds his own, but at the same time he goes and buys other cars that people, either need the money or they build them to sell them. But yeah, there are guys that actually collect lowriders nowadays. Yeah, Art's he's dealt with a couple of guys from the Middle East over there. He was a prince, actually. It's funny that you say that. And there was phone calls being transferred back and forth, and he actually got a phone call. This is right when, a little bit before the whole 9/11 thing, but they're still tracing phone calls. And he actually got a call from, I believe, FBI, tracking why they want to know why there was so much phone calls being transferred back and forth. But basically, the prince wanted Art to build a car for him, fly him out, supply him with the whole shop to build the car. So we come out every year to all the major shows, and what we do is we just come out, socialize, show off our work. We like these chassis, and most people know us, some people don't. So what we do is come out and we just talk to people, meet and greet, and from there it could carry on to a possible job. If not, it's just meeting some good people out here.
What's up, buddy? What's up, dude?
What's up, Simon?
What's up, man?
Hi, I'm Art Twasson, owner of Hoppos Custom Suspension Works. This is the annual truck show of the year. This kicks off the truck season. This show is mostly about the mini truckers, the rat rods, and the lowriders. For us as a business, this is a real good show to start off the season. It kind of portrays the layout of the year. Being here is a real big part of us. We've been coming here for the last 14 years. And it's a big push for the business, bringing out their custom cars and showing off all our product and letting everybody know that we're still here in business after 24 years. Us being a custom suspension shop, we always try to show the quality from the ground up and look at those frames, shows the example of our work starting from the bottom up. Those frames are custom made, all by hand. They're welded, molded, grinded, all by my guys here at the shop. They take tons and tons of man hours that you don't see on a factory suspension. The Purple S10, which is owned by my son Alex, was built in 4 weeks by us and the guys at the other shop. We kind of want to bring back the old school look, the old school flavor, being a mini truck and lifted bed. I used to do a ton of that stuff back in the early 80s, and that style, that trend is coming back, and we want to be one of the first ones to bring that back and to show everybody that the old school is coming back in school, and it's something new and different.
I'm 23. I was born in '89. I wasn't around for that movement, that scene. I hear stories. My dad shows me videos of him cruising Whittier Boulevard, the mini truck stuff with the beds up in the air, and it's like, I look at that nowadays, they don't make cars like that anymore. So I build them, we build them, and we make other kids, other family members, other guys' dreams come true, living back those old days, bringing back the memories. It's cool for me because I see the pictures that my dad shows me. I see him, he starts talking about it, he starts laughing, the guys get together and like, oh, remember this, remember that. And it's like, man, that's cool, my dad was there. I want to be there. You know, I want to, he's my inspiration. I've learned everything from him. He's passed it all down for me, and the same thing for me. I hope to pass it down to my kids later on and just pass the style down so the car movement and the whole lowrider scene just keeps progressing over the years. Everyone across the world thinks Southern California, Hollywood, movie stars, beautiful cars, beautiful women. California in general has top notch of everything. This is the state for customization, cars, motorcycles, everything. Starts off here, and our style spreads throughout the whole world, and not just in custom cars, but in everything else.
I'm Robert Garcia at Altered Image, and this is Cali Style. I do custom airbrush artwork and graphics on paint jobs. This is one of the cars we did here, full of movie monsters. It catches a lot of attention. A lot of people know who most of the movie characters are, so it just stands out, something different. I'm into like the old movie monsters and the new ones throughout the ages. I got some from like the old, like the 20s and 30s on up, from the 80s to the modern day movies. So it's got a little bit of everything so people throughout the ages can go have seen movies that they've seen. So I did a little bit at a time. Altogether, it was about 2.5, 3 weeks, somewhere around there.
That's it?
Yeah, to do all the airbrush work.
That's fast.
Yeah. Well, I've been drawing my whole life. I've drawn on paper and stuff, and I was about 12 years old. My dad gave me an airbrush and said, you should try it out. So I did a little bit here and there. And then I started working at a shop in Riverside. We actually did the special editions for Harley. So I got a little bit of my background there, where I learned how to do all the masking and take my time to do all the correct prep work and stuff. And then I actually went to Wyotech and learned all the fabrication and the actual mixtures of paint, and learned how to work with all the different systems and stuff. And then throughout that whole time, I continued to airbrush, and I just basically taught myself on that aspect. And that's what I got today. Good paint job to draw a crowd. It's just something different, just something that people haven't done before. I mean, just like tie in old things and new things, just something that people haven't seen, that hasn't been out there. That's what I like to do, something that it's just not normally done, and then you just add to it. Yeah, usually, I mean, you see cars, you go to car shows, and you see the TV shows on TV, and they're all talking mainly the mechanical aspect, whereas you have the cars that do have all that horsepower, the engine work and whatnot, but then on top of it, they also look good. They include all the paint work and then all the graphics that go on top of it and airbrush work. So it's not just engine and mechanical, it's eye-catching, so it's appealing to the eye rather than just mechanical work here and there.
When I start going on things, I sketch out just my rough lines of where I want things to be. Like I already drew out like a basic definition of where like a girl with some wings, and then the Cali Style logo on it. And when I start off, I just go around and do just my outlines of where things are at, and then I start filling in with the shadows. When I graduated high school, I actually wanted to do computer animation, like the Disney, like the Pixar stuff. And I just got bored sitting at the desk all day, and I've always loved cars. My first car was a '64 Impala, and my dad kind of got me into it, and he said, oh, you should try airbrushing. So I tried it, and it was a little messy for me when I first started, so like I just played with it a little bit. And then like a few people asked for like soccer banners, so I started with that, and a couple of, like, I guess the dads that were like coaching the soccer team and stuff said, hey, if you could do that with a banner, you think you could do that with a car? And I said, oh, I could try it. So I got one, brought one over a car. I did a mural on his hood, and it came out pretty good with some like Aztec warriors and like girls stuff. And some of his friends saw it and then just started bringing over their stuff, and he said, well, this is kind of cool. You know, a lot of people liking my artwork, so people are still seeing it, and I'm actually out doing stuff, moving around, because I can't sit still when I do things. So sitting behind the computer just didn't seem like an option for me. And where cars, I get a lot of moving parts, actually my hands on and stuff. So I just brought my artwork into the airbrushing and stuff and started adding it to cars. And just by word of mouth, people started bringing me a lot of bikes and just anything automotive. And I just started kind of going to town on it, and that's how I got started, and just haven't stopped since, I guess.